Hey, it's Lana from Sage and Sound with day 1 of your Perfectionism challenge. And our exercise for today relates directly to what I said in the last video about the antidotes to perfectionism. We're going to work on developing self-compassion. So this is simply the idea of talking to yourself more kindly in your head. So the way that you want to do this exercise is anytime that you find yourself waiting for something in the next couple of days, instead of pulling out your phone or thinking about something else, I want you to check in with yourself. Think about it as the same way as you check in with a friend. You say, how are you? They respond. That's what you're going to do for yourself. It's checking in with your body, your thoughts, your feelings, and just saying, how are you doing? And then paying attention to what shows up there, and no matter what shows up, responding kindly. So this is the challenge for most people, but it really does help if you think about responding in the way that you'd respond to a friend, or you might want to think about it in terms of the way you might talk to a child if they were telling you this sort of information. So 2 things matter: being nice to yourself and also using a nice tone of voice. So even though it's in our heads, it's about trying to think about using a soothing, soft, gentle tone of voice, because so much of perfectionism is about harsh, angry, critical kind of voice, and we're going for the opposite of that. So whatever shows up in these times that you check in with yourself, you're just going to say things like, oh yeah, I get that. It's hard sometimes. I think you'll be able to manage. I know you feel scared, but I'm with you. Depending on what it is that you find, the key is just responding as you'd respond to a friend or a child. We're all nicer to friends and children than we are to ourselves. And if you do it like that, you've got the best chance of keeping it feeling natural for yourself. It's still going to feel really awkward and weird, but what you've got to do is just work with it. So building any new habit, we're going to feel awkward and weird, right? We're not going to know what we're doing. It's going to feel clumsy. It's going to feel uncomfortable. That's not a reason to stop. It just shows that you're challenging an old habit. So it'll feel funny in the meantime, but once you get used to it, you're going to develop a better habit, one that's going to leave you feeling better at the end of this. So don't worry if it feels difficult at first. It's the same as if you haven't exercised in a really long time and you go out for a walk. It's going to feel uncomfortable. Your shoes might hurt. Your muscles will hurt the next day. This is a similar kind of thing. Doesn't mean it's the wrong thing to do. Just stick with it. With this kind of exercise, you can't overdo it. You can't be over nice to yourself, but you don't want it to feel exhausting either. So start by just doing it a few times a day. Do it more if it feels good, but if it's a struggle for you and it feels really uncomfortable, then don't pressure yourself into doing more, because that's perfectionism coming back again, and we don't want to do that. We want to make it okay to just do this a few times, to do it imperfectly, and to see what happens as a result. As long as you're being kind to yourself, the result's going to be that you'll start feeling better, calmer, happier. So you just need to give it a go and push through that awkwardness. So have a go. If you're brave, let me know how it goes in the comments, and I will see you tomorrow for a different challenge focusing on a different antidote of perfectionism. Good luck.